Law 10, infection. Avoid the unhappy and unlucky. This is actually very good. This is a book. This is a chapter that talks about how. Let me read the introduction, and it says, judgment. You can die from someone else's misery. Emotional states are as infectious as diseases, as the Rona. You may feel you are helping the drowning man, but you are only precipitating your own disaster. The unfortunate sometimes draw misfortune unto themselves. They will also draw it unto you. Associate with the happy and fortunate instead. This is a very good chapter because it actually, you can learn a lot from this, and we're definitely going to learn a lot from this. But the reason why I wanted to do this chapter is because it applies to a lot of our lives very well. The people whom we associate with have more of an impact on us than we could imagine. You know, the people who we choose to call friends, the people who we choose to hang out with, the books that we choose to read, the YouTubers that we choose to watch affects us. If you're watching a YouTuber that's negative and toxic, well, I recommend you not watch that YouTuber, right? It's always good to, you know what, let me read the notes, okay? It says, we should have sympathy for those who are born in rough circumstances, right? Like somebody who is born with bad luck, somebody who was born in a very negative situation. But then there are those who attract those kinds of situations. I've ran into those people. And the truth of the matter is those people, you notice that they're the unhappy and the unlucky. Whenever you notice that with them for some reason you get upset, with them for some reason you feel emotions that are negative that you don't feel with other people. Like when you hang around them, they're always causing trouble, they're always causing fights, they're always putting you in a situation that you don't want to be in. Like it's like those friends who are always causing fights, those women who are always causing problems, those women who are always causing drama, where there's always drama in their lives. Those are the kind of people that you want to get away from, because you think you can fix them. The problem is that when you try to fix those people, it's almost like trying to help somebody who's drowning. They'll drag you in with them. By the way, people, if you guys want to purchase the books, the Robert Greene books, check out on the description down below on my YouTube channel. There is a link to the Amazon where you can purchase the book, so you guys can give me some goddamn commission, right? So that you guys can give me some when you come back, some commission. Right? So we should have sympathy for those in rough circumstances, but there are those who attract it. Avoid them. They will change you from within rather than the opposite if you spend time with them. And this also comes down to culture, right? If you work at a job where everybody's miserable, you're going to be miserable. If you hang around at a job where everybody is corrupt, you're going to get corrupt. That's why if people get into politics, you will become corrupt. If you want to go up into politics, you will be corrupted, right? These people present themselves as victims. So that it makes it hard for you to see how they sabotage themselves, how they self-inflict pain. They put themselves, anytime you see somebody playing the victim, acting like they're the victim, acting like the world is against them, look into it. Because by associating with them, you will lose precious time and energy through the guilt that they make you feel because you try to help them. And you notice that no matter how hard you try to help them, they don't change. So you work harder, and you think about them without you even knowing it. They're infecting you because you're wasting your time. They'll never change. Never. They'll never change. Get what I'm trying to say? You have to realize some people will just never change. And whenever you see somebody for who they are in this moment, do not try to change them. They will not change. In fact, they'll change you. You try to change them, they'll change you. Because you'll notice there's resistance, and that resistance is going to make you frustrated and thus make you more emotional. Anytime you see somebody who's fucked up in the head and you want to date them, run. You cannot change them. Negative people will influence you with their negative mindset, right? For example, I remember I had a friend. He's from Reading, Pennsylvania. And we went to college together. And that friend, I never had a problem with where I used to live in Pennsylvania. It used to call Reading, PA. But my friend always talked so much shit about that city, Reading, that I started to get unhappy when I went back to Reading. I was like, fuck this shit, man. I even adopted his voice. I was like, God damn, the city fucking sucks. Boring as fuck. Like, I started even talking how he described the city. And I literally became unhappy when I would go to Reading, Pennsylvania. Why? Because I sort of adopted how he thought. I sort of absorbed the way he thought about the city. If you hang around racist people, you might become racist too. You might hear them, and that's why racist people become racist, because they're born to racist people, right? And so it becomes adopted. So what you got to do is do not try to help these people. Don't try to change them. Just run away as fast as possible. Now, there's an opposite side to this law, all right? And that is, you can also use this for the positive. Humans are infectious. We can infect each other with emotion. The reason why some of you guys watch my channel is because a lot of you guys become infected by me in the positive or negative way. And you guys see the way I move and that I'm always working. And some of you guys might take that energy and use it for yourselves. I use it with Robert Greene. I read his book and I absorb his energy. So use this law for the positive. Surround yourself around people, not people that make money. If you want to make money, then go ahead. But surround yourself with people who have a strong character individuals. If you want to be more present, surround yourself with people who practice meditation. Now, do not associate with people who share your weaknesses. If you want to stop smoking weed, like I did, which I never stopped, surround yourself with people who smoke a lot of weed. No. Surround yourself with people who don't smoke weed, right? If you're somebody who's selfish, surround yourself with people who are generous. And all of a sudden, you'll notice that you'll become more generous. If you're somebody who's sad, associate yourself with people who are happy. If you're somebody who is not productive, associate yourself with people who are productive or watch their channel. If you're a woman who's too feminine and who's too much of a bitch and lets a guy control them, surround yourself with men, with masculine men. Surround yourself with masculine women. If you're a guy and you act like a little bitch, acting all feminine and shit, surround yourself with alpha males. Surround yourself with men. If you're a woman and you lack a little bit of masculinity, surround yourself with women who are masculine. Go with the feminist. If you're a very masculine woman, surround yourself with feminine women, and let their state and emotion infect you. You have something called mirror neurons that allows you to feel yourself into other circumstances and people and things, and you'll naturally become the people who you surround yourself with. For 6 months, I listened to Leonardo da Vinci's and Michelangelo's biography because I felt their energy. I felt their vibe. And the more I listened to that book, the more I absorbed their work ethic. The more I absorbed the way they think. And they helped with my art. I started surrounding myself with more artists so that I could start thinking like an artist. When it comes to dating women, I date women who are more organized than I am. I date women who practice more of the things that I need to practice. That's why when I meet a woman who is productive and who is emotionally stable, I gravitate towards them. Women who provide a sense of stability. So notice the things that you lack and find yourself with people and associate with them. Right? Like with men, I always tell this with men, if you're a beta male, surround yourself with alpha males. Hang around with alpha males. Right? And that's why kids who are raised by their moms, they turn out to be little bitches. Because they absorbed feminine energy. And they didn't have a source of masculine energy. right? It says, understand in the game of power, the people you associate with are critical. Thank you, Trisha, for the $10 donation. Yo, let's give her a round of applause. My homegirl, Trisha, round of applause. We got somebody who donated $10 for the freeloaders out there. Take notes, right? If you're a freeloader, hang out with non-freeloaders, people, right? Isn't that how that works, correct? Nice, thank you, Trisha. Clap. Clap, people, or I'm closing the channel. Thank you, Trisha. Nice. All right. Thank you very much. I like Trisha. She's smart. I like her. She's a smart lady. Man, everyone's giving her claps. That's what I'm talking about, right? So it says, the risk of associating with the infectors is that you will waste valuable time and energy trying to free yourself. Through a kind of guilt by association, you will also suffer in the eyes of others. Never underestimate the danger of infection. There are many kinds of infectors to be aware of, but one of the most insidious is the sufferer from chronic dissatisfaction. If you're surrounded by people who are very materialistic, remember that movie Psycho, right? If you're materialistic, it's because you're around people who are materialistic. Cassius, the Roman conspirator against Julius Caesar, had the discontent that comes from deep envy. He simply could not endure the presence of anyone of greater talent, probably because Caesar sensed the man's interminable sourness. He passed him up for the position of the first praetorship and gave the position to Brutus instead. See, Cassius brooded and brooded, his hatred for Caesar becoming pathological. Brutus himself, a devoted Republican, disliked Caesar's dictatorship. Had he had the patience to wait, he would have become the first man in Rome after Caesar's death, and could have undone the evil that the leader had wrought. But Cassius infected him with his own rancor, bending his ear daily with tales of Caesar's evil. He finally won Brutus over to the conspiracy. It was the beginning of a great tragedy. How many misfortunes could I have avoided had Brutus learned to fear the power of infection? Do not immerse yourself in trying to help, right? There are people who attract happiness to themselves by good cheer, natural buoyancy, and intelligence. They are a source of pleasure, and you must associate with them to share in the prosperity they draw upon themselves, right? This applies to more. Do you guys mind that I read to you guys like this? Is that okay? Like, I know some of you guys might be wanting me to talk, but do you guys don't mind when I read this to you? Let me know what you guys think. So if not, I'll just keep paraphrasing it and give you guys. This applies to more than good cheers and success. All positive qualities can infect us. Right? Oh, nice. We got another donator. My homegirl, the luxury hybrid. By the way, people, if you guys want to purchase the books of Robert Greene and give me commission, in the description down below, you guys could purchase Robert Greene's book with my Amazon link. Because I haven't gotten any commission from Robert Greene's book. Let's give her a round of applause. Oh, nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Lord bless her, Lord, and destroy her enemies to smithereen with your fire. Amen. How do you recommend meeting new friends of like minds during this social distancing? I'm alone. Well, you gotta sacrifice that. Right now, you're gonna be alone. Let's just be honest. You gotta sacrifice it. But plan for the future. But me, for example, I'm creating a painting event on Wednesday in my apartment. I'm doing a drawing event. That's me, right? And the reason why is because I want to meet more people. All positive qualities can infect us. Talleyrand had many strange and intimidating traits, but most agree that he surpassed all Frenchmen in graciousness, aristocratic charm, and wit. Indeed, he came from one of the oldest noble families in the country. And despite his belief in democracy and the French Republic, he retained his courtly manners. His contemporary Napoleon was in many ways the opposite, a peasant from Corsica, ungracious, even violent. There was no one Napoleon admired more than Talleyrand. He envied his minister's way with people, his wit, and his ability to charm women. And as best he could, he kept Talleyrand around him, hoping to soak up the culture he lacked. There is no doubt that Napoleon changed as his rule continued. Many of the rough edges were smoothed by his associating with Talleyrand, right? And that's how it works. If you want to be more of a ladies' man, hang around with ladies, man. If you're a nice girl and you want to be more of a bitch, hang around with bitches, right? If you're somebody who's not much of a business person, hang around with business person. If you're somebody who is too mean, hang around with nice people. If you're too much of a nice girl, watch my channel. If you're too much of a nice guy, watch my channel, right? If you're too toxic, still watch my channel. The fuck you think I'm gonna say? Don't watch my channel. You know what I'm saying? But do you guys understand what I'm talking about, right? Yep, and that's it. That's the chapter. This was a really good chapter, to be honest with you. And this is something that I actually use. Like the way I use it is I either read books on the people who I admire, on people who have the traits that I want to get. I read their books, right? Because you can sense their energy in their books. Or I watch their videos, or I meet them, and stuff like that. But the point is that you want to be able to surround yourself with those kinds of people. Now watch on the friends that you have. Some friends are not good for you. Some friends are toxic even though they love you. And you got to learn how to keep a safe distance. Right? And that's it, man. Hello, hola toxicas. Really, that's how you guys talk to yourself? And that's why when you go to yoga, don't you notice when you go to yoga, you do yoga for more minutes, right? It's because you're being infected by the people who are doing yoga. If you're an artist, you notice that you paint more whenever you're around other artists, right? When you're in a group setting, you can notice your emotions change when you're around a group setting. You notice that if you go to a party, you have more fun because you're being infected by the group vibe. If you join an orgy, you'll notice you want to join the orgy because everybody's fucking and you don't want to feel left out. Yeah, that happens. Honestly, for example, I'll invite a girl. I can't believe I'm even saying this. But I'll invite a girl to an orgy. She's like, just watch. I'm like, yeah, just watch. You could just watch. Yeah, it's no big deal. Just watch. And what happens is that they'll go and they'll watch, and everybody's so into it that sometimes they'll end up joining. You know? All of those things are infectious emotions that makes you want to join. You get what I'm saying? You're lost, man. I'm not lost, okay? You're just jealous I didn't invite you to it. I'm serious though. I do that though. Not anymore though. But I had a girlfriend who she was into that, and we would schedule them, and it used to be around like 10 people, and sometimes you have like 2 or 3 people who are just looking. It's always women, by the way. The ones that look are always women. And it's kind of like, okay, that's interesting. Just we got a crowd here. You know what I'm saying? I'm a free lover, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a free lover. I'm not jealous with women. Unless I date guys, you can't date guys. All right, you can date women though. All right, but oh man, I am too toxic for you guys, man. I need to change, man. I need to pray, man. I need to get a therapy session with Antonio Bortello. I need to get a therapy session with him. All right, people. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys enjoy this. Purchase the Laws of Human Nature. Check on the description down below so that you can purchase the book. And for once, I can get some